Mr. Grimlock, being the king of the Dinobots, is there anything that scares you? Me Grimlock already told you, Mr. Jeff Goldblum. Me Grimlock king. Me Grimlock not afraid of anything. Hello, boys. Oh, Spider, me Grimlock, run away. I seriously need a new job. What's up, Transformers fans? I'm Mondo, the Dead Bottomus Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Cyberworld Armored Cyber Changers Airachnid. And for some of you who may not know, the Armored Cyber Changers are basically the same as the basic Cyber Changers, except for they come with stuff so they can charge like $5-6 more. That's what it boils down to. And also it's weird because they call them armored Cyber Changers, but they don't come with armor, they come with weapon accessories. So here we have Airachnid, obviously in her base spider mode. And I just wanted to touch on the name Airachnid for a minute. Obviously, this is what they call, pretty much who they call Black Arachnia now. I think they just don't want to use Black Arachnia. In Transformers Prime, we've got an Airachnid that had a helicopter and like a hybrid robot spider mode, which is creepy and cool. And then, of course, in Transformers 1, we got an Airachnid that was a drone and no Arachnid mode. And in Cyberworld, we're getting an Airachnid that has a spider mode and no like flight mode. And as I said, here she is in her base spider mode, and she does look really cool. I apologize, I cut myself, so I have a little band-aid on. Trying to get the little hair stuck out of the way, but anyway, really just like the Optimus Primal that I reviewed a little while ago for the Cyberworld toys, this Airachnid has a lot of nice sculpt. You got this gray, and it's also gray plastic with some purple, but a lot of details throughout. You got the purple with the hits of gold for the spider eyes, really cool, and the spider legs. A lot of tons of sculpt work on this Airachnid figure. There's what she looks like underneath. Now, I did say she was stripped down in her basic mode because to be a proper spider, you need your little mandible accessory, which plugs into the front right here. And as you can see, it gives her a little, I don't even know if they're called mandibles, that's what I'm calling them, but also a little tiny gun, like a Gatling gun there too, so she has some weaponry, which is pretty cool. And then she also comes with, this is why they charge the $5-6 extra, this accessory, which is actually just a black and gray, it's a black and gray weapon that we got with Chop Shop. So we'll bring in Chop Shop because if you mess with these Cyberworld figures at all, you know, there's certain figures that have the same type of theme, like the Bull, Mega Bull and Snarl have the same type of transformation. They're all very basic, but they have the same type of transformation, so it's just like animal characters. You know, this is what you do with them, flip them to change them, and the bug characters seem to be the same, even going as far as if you ever mess with a Chop Shop, his mandibles pop off in the same place Arachnids do. But yeah, it's the same weapon. Here it is in hammer mode. And then, if I get it, I always yank the wrong way. Yank it, and then you got this thing. So that's pretty cool. And you can use it in robot mode, and we'll look at that. It's got a little sword. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail in robot mode. And it's not gonna collapse. If I've got fat fingers, you can make it pinch, but I'm trying to make it collapse. Sometimes it gets stuck. But just like Chop Shop, you can port it here, but she also has a lot of ports here, 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 here on the side. So a lot of options with that. But what you can also do is take the mandible off. And this is where I think, you know, once you start digging deeper, Cyberworld can be fun. Here's a blast effect. So you can port that in there. So now she's shooting out of her mouth. And then what I did was doctor up a Lego from Spider-Man. And you can port it in, you can have her kind of shooting webs. So a lot of fun you can have just because of these ports. Now, even though I'm a big kid, the whole premise of Cyberworld is aimed at actual kids. But yeah, I love these. If you've been watching the channel, you know I'm getting more and more into the Cyberworld figures. But anyway, I say that because the transformation being for kids is meant to be an easy transformation. So I'm going to take the hammer type claw accessory off, the mandibles off. Gonna come around to the back, and I've been having like my Cyberworld figures, some of these it's like, how is a kid gonna do this, because mine are really tight. So just kick the legs back. So apologies, these are supposed to be really easy to transform, but The last few I've gotten are really tight, and I think that's done on purpose to hold up to kid play, back and forth, but so basically you got these unpegged. You make sure the arms are out and not pegged in, and you just push on her chest like so. And every time I do this for the video, there, see how much force I had to use to do it? Now, over time, I'm sure that'll get much better, but here is Airachnid in robot mode. We'll take a closer look. Not much new that we haven't already seen. The back of her is just a spider, again with that nice sculpt work, and her chest is the spider head. And then, but you do get some gold on her knees, some purple feet. Try to get into that head sculpt, very hard to. But yeah, nice head sculpt. We get some gold on the crest. So yeah, pretty cool. Very basic articulation these toys are. They're just not super articulated, but her arms do swivel, they do a T. And then you have leg, the leg is on a ball, and then you get a knee bend. So that's it when it comes to articulation. Now what's cool about her is you saw some play value in spider mode, but you also have extra play value here because her legs pop off. Chop shops, I don't think do. So if you don't want them hanging off on the side, you can port them in the back. So whatever you want to do with these things, I think you should be able to port them in the back. It's the same port. Oh, there we go. So you can do it like this. Maybe they crash. Well, you can and give her a Stegosaurus look, I guess, if you wanted to. Just if you want to do it, you can. You can also, if you wanted to, put them down here, but that'd be kind of ugly. But yeah, but my whole point is it's modular. More of those ports for the fists. Oops. Get that all situated like so. You can take her mandibles and put them back into her chest like so. And like, again, you can put the spider web in or the blast effect or whatever you want there. She can hold the hammer weapon. This might be why this comes off. Yeah, or you can rotate it maybe to get it out of the way. Now it's still in the way, so you can take this off if you want to, throw one on the back. And then she has like a gun, or you can hold it like the hammer. So yeah, pretty cool. The ball joints on those shoulders are really tight too. A couple times I thought I was going to twist it and snap it, but there you go. She has this big ass hammer. But yeah, you can do a lot of things with these Cyberworld guys. If like the armor changers, you got, you're ahead of the game because you pay more money to get something. The basics, you can find stuff from other figures and arm them up, but they should still come with accessories. So that is Airachnid in robot mode. Hey, you're not Spider, you Spider Lady. Be Grimlock, love you, Spider Lady. So that is the Transformers Cyberworld Armored Cyber Changer Airachnid. Another great and fun addition to the Cyberworld line. As I said, I'm really into this line now, and it's just because they're fun. They're not overly intricate. They're not supposed to be collector grade, obviously, but they're fun. There's a lot of playability, and Airachnid has a lot of playability with, parts and bits you can interchange. And as I said, you can find other accessories from other things and add to these characters. And all the ports she has, gives her a lot of options. So she is definitely a lot of fun and one of my favorites currently for, favorite figures in this line. So I guess that'll about wrap it up. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks for docking. Hey, Cyber Lady, do you want to go get pizza with me, Grimlock? Sure, sounds fun. I told you guys, life and love finds a way.